Hey everyone, it's Andrew, and we are here to talk about soldering. Now, I've kind of covered my soldering setup in the soldering frame video, but I figured I would go over just the soldering setup, while we're not doing anything, and just kind of, show you guys what we've got going on here. And so obviously, the foundation is kind of the best place to start. These ceramic honeycomb blocks are fantastic for soldering. Now, they do kind of have some hindrances, and I will go over that, but I will also go over why I like them first off. Um, Even though these are fractured here, these are some of my older ones, and I've had these bricks for like 2.5 years, and that's when they finally started going on me. And then I finally got some new ones, and what I did was just put those on the bottom to kind of give myself an even bigger space here. What I did before was just have these two stacked one on top of each other, and that gives enough of a protection over a wooden surface to be able to solder on it. Now, I really like kind of just this expanded setup because it's helped me do, some larger works and stuff. And honestly, the broken pieces have kind of helped me work around some of the hindrances on this. Now, let's say you're doing like solid metal works, and if you're using like sheet metal, and I've even experienced this with some of my frames, it kind of doesn't really allow you, I mean, not even kind of, it doesn't really allow you to heat up the bottom of whatever you're working on. So when you're soldering, and especially with sheet metal, sometimes you really need to get the heat underneath it and all around it. And so either having, the pieces where you can kind of stack them up and then create kind of a platform where you can get the flame underneath it, or another very useful tool are these soldering clamps. These even come with extra tips, so that way when you char them up, you'll be able to replace them and keep going. They come with an Allen wrench, so that way you can tighten them into various different positions. I will give the item numbers for Rio on this, and also another pincer soldering setup that they have. It's a little bit more expensive, and I didn't get it because honestly it's cheaper to get these and then two of those, and so that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, and so those are all very useful. And a couple of other tools that I have over here are some of my older pliers. You can see they're a little rusty because I grabbed the frames from here, dip them in water, and then continue on working. And so I've got a couple of pairs of pliers. I've got paintbrushes over here, which is for my handy flux. I will put another Rio item number in the description for that as well. There's also different types of fluxes you can use. Now, when you're soldering argentium, you don't need the flux, but I have the flux because I also solder silver or sterling silver in various different stages of production. And so another thing would be my torch. And so this is one of, I really do like this one because it allows me a really good range of size of flame. Rio Grande, I did not get this from Rio Grande. I got this from a local shop, but Rio Grande has a couple of options on there that are very good as well, and so I will post those up for you. Another thing is soldering is the fumes, and obviously you're even just using a butane torch, and so there's going to be a lot of gases from that as well during refill and whatnot. So I think a good air system is something that every soldering system needs. It'll help you just keep the fumes out of the rest of your house. The mask helps keep the fumes out of your lungs, but you don't want things amassing everywhere else as well. And while you can do this without a fan, you can definitely do it in a well-drafted room, someplace that the air does not sit still. But I do recommend having some sort of fan setup if you're able to. And there's a couple of different options you can go about this. When you get the fan, you can also order these aluminum tubings, and those can attach to the front and the back, as you see on here. The fan will obviously have one intake and then an outtake, and that's how I have mine set up, so that way it sucks the fumes out. And then I have got my aluminum tube set up to the plate on my window, which I will show you here shortly. And then I've just got the plug that goes down to the bottom, and I just plug it in when I'm wanting to use it, because this unit does not have a on and off switch, which I find kind of annoying. But I will post an Amazon link for this one here. I'm not really big on trying to get a lot of stuff from Amazon. I'm trying to move away from Amazon Prime, honestly, but you know, this was a pretty decent setup, and I will show you guys which unit it was, and then also the various different parts of my setup. I will post the Amazon links for those as well. And so I'm going to show you the... It's a little hard to see this back here, and it's probably a little hard to even determine what I'm showing you, but as you can see, the aluminum ducting goes into what is actually a metal, kind of rectangular telescoping unit that has the input over there, and then it has an output on that side that faces towards the screen going outside. What I've done is I've wrapped various blankets and other things to insulate it a bit more, because I live in Montana and it gets cold here in the winters. But then there's also aluminum taping that you can get, and some weather taping you can get. I'll put some links as well up there for you guys for those things. And so that allows you to take your airflow from the fan unit and direct it outside. It's a pretty stormy day here. But yeah, thanks guys. I hope you all enjoyed this little rendition of my soldering setup system. And oh yeah, here, there's some plants too. From Patreon people, might as well see some background crap, you know. I really enjoy growing plants and stuff. And so, yeah. Thanks everyone. Have a great day.